All right, guys, we are back for another video of just my little solo session. I hope everybody's been well. I was blessed today to only have a short day at work. Probably worked like 9 hours. I wasn't too far from the shop in the Brookfield, Waukesha area of Wisconsin, and it was smooth, man. At 13 stops, so everything went smooth. No complaints. Was able to get home earlier before the wife and the kids. So I thought I'd come down, man, and make some content. And I gotta give one shout out. So y'all know I cut hair, and I actually I purchased a new blade for my TBOB TPOB trimmers, the blue FX Fabulous blade. When I say this thing hit, I'm gonna put it up to the camera. When I say this thing hit, man, for a minute I was using my walls. Those were my favorite trimmers. The A-lines. I put the wall detailer blade, the gold detailer blade on that, modified it, got them things hitting right. But I'm like, man, it doesn't hurt to have more than one hitter. And I got that. And then recently, man, unfortunately, I just broke my FX3s. So I'm like, man, let me get another blade, to put on another trimmer that I have. And I bought this blue FX blade, and my the traditional OG gold Babyliss FXs, those just stopped working on me. So I'm like, yeah, I need another dependable trimmer. So I got these boys. And when I say, man, these hit, and I normally I use my Babylesses to ball it out, but and these are strong enough to ball it out too, but I'm not gonna do that with these. These are gonna be strictly just for lineups. I have a BGRC with a 5-aught blade and a liner blade, so I might just use that because I do not want to mess this blade up at all, man. So any barbers out there, you looking for a dope blade to put on your Babylesses or your TPOB trimmers, the blue FX Babyliss trimmer blade. Get it, modify it. When I tell you, man, this thing, I'm talking about tap and go. Man, let me put it down, man. I'm up for, since I think it's dope, it's gonna be here with me during the video. But now that we back to scheduled planning, today's topic that I wanted to hit on, and every time I do a video, I try to put some thought into like what I'm gonna talk about. Because I don't want to just come down here and just get to rambling about stuff that doesn't really matter or that doesn't really apply to me, or stuff that I just think is important for people my age. So when I look back on my life and I just thought about some things that I think about, and one of them is friendship, and another thing is advice. And as I get older and as I've gotten older, I've I've just come to be discerning and to understand why certain stuff happened in my life in terms of how I was brought up, and just being discerning and trying to do what's best for my situation to keep going forward in terms of just being positive and just in terms of just having the right stuff around my life to keep my life positive and to keep my life on an upward trajectory. And friendships, that's important. That's one of the most important things I feel a person can have to keep their life going in the right direction. And unfortunately, just looking back on my life and just some of the friendships I've had with people, like I was able to have the homies from middle school, Aaron and Ronald, on the podcast a few weeks ago, and that was beautiful. It was dope to have it. I haven't seen those guys in years, so for us to all be back in one place was dope. But just talking to those guys and hearing about what went on with their high school experience, I didn't want to split from those guys in terms of going to school, but I'm glad my dad did because I didn't need to be around just some of the situations they was just telling me about. And it's a pros and cons to that because one thing I struggled with when I got to high school is like I just felt alone. Like yeah, I was cool with people and had friends, but that foundation in them guys I grew up with in elementary to middle school was gone. So I felt like I never really found that tribe of friends again in terms of like that group in high school. Like I don't get me wrong, I definitely had friends and guys I was cool with, and I would say I had best friends to what I thought they were at the time. But in terms of just that, just your brothers, man, like I don't know, I wasn't able to have that same experience in high school, but it was a blessing in disguise because fortunately for me, I didn't get into certain things that those dudes had to deal with where they went to school. Like my school was a certain way. It was a smaller environment. It was a Catholic school, so certain stuff just couldn't ride where I went to school. And I played sports. I played ball, so I constantly had things I knew I had to be on my best behavior for to experience. And playing ball was one of that. Keeping my grades up to qualify to go to college and so on. So I had that in my mindset and in just my life. But I would say my social life suffered. But would I go back and go to high school with those guys to get that experience? No, because it was what was best for me. And certain relationships that I had in high school, like I wish I could have grew with those guys into where we are now. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And I personally feel hurt because you want to keep them dudes around. But then you come to understand that, like, sometimes in life, certain people are only supposed to be in your life, for so long before, situations are going to kind of break y'all apart. And I could see and understand that where I was going in life was different than some of the guys I was around. So I understood why, space came between our friendships and just other things. But even now, as I'm, getting older, I'm 33 now, I got certain stuff going on in my life. And I can understand now why certain friend groups I had when I was younger aren't there now. But I think the biggest thing I'm learning to do now is just be discerning. Discerning and to realize that, everybody can't be your friend and everybody doesn't need to be in your life to a certain extent. And it's hard because I know growing up, I always envisioned myself as an older guy having, a core group of guys around that I could do everything with. We could bounce ideas off of. We could just, I don't know, go through life with. But I know everybody wasn't raised like me. Everybody don't do what I'm trying to do with my life. Everybody don't got the same goals. So, and I'm not, let me say this too. I don't feel as though I'm better than nobody. But I understand that I'm different. Like we all are different. And the way I'm wired necessarily isn't for everybody. So what I might think is dope, other men my age probably wouldn't think is dope. What I might think is important, other men around my age won't think is important because they wasn't raised like me. They don't have the same values as me. Like I grew up with a strict dad who was tough. My mother was loving and nurturing, but my dad, I would say, molded me. And my granddad was the same way, just dialed back a little bit because he was older. But I grew up with tough men who instilled a certain mindset into me that I have today. So when I go through life, I'm definitely a cool cat. Like I like to joke around. Like laid back, all that, but I'm serious at the same time. And if I'm trying to go through this life and do stuff right, if I feel as though we not like-minded when it comes to that, we probably ain't, it's probably not gonna work out. That doesn't mean I'm better than you or you better than me or vice versa. It's just not gonna work out because of the mindset that I have. But I know in terms of just losing some relationships, man, I also had to realize that, man, how you may feel friendship isn't probably the same as they do. With me and how I consider a friend, like if I got love for you, you my guy, I'm willing to accept flaws in certain things because I know your heart. I know how you live your life. I know how you treat people around you. And if we butt heads, we gonna butt heads, man. We two different people. But if you never physically hurt me, you never physically hurted my family, you never said anything that was just so far left, I'm the type of person I could move past that because I have grace for you because you my friend. Like I'm willing to accept flaws for you the same way I would hope you accept flaws for me. That's my mindset. But everybody not like that, man. Like I grew up tough. People yelling at me to show me love. That doesn't give me the right to just go off on anybody when I have an issue. But I'm used to a certain way of dealing with stuff. But people may take that as, oh, who do you think he is? Like that type of thing. And I've experienced that. And it's certain stuff I need to work on. I'm not the perfect person, but it would be nice to feel as though somebody know who I am. They know what I stand for. They know how I move. They know how I treat my family. They know what I'm trying to attain. And they just know my heart. And they know like, man, bro, solid. Yeah, like we fight like a motherfucker, but bro, solid. I got his back. I'ma ride with him. It would be nice to receive that. But unfortunately, man, that's something you just gotta pray about and hope does come your way just in life. But and another thing is the advice portion of the show. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come off as arrogant because hear my heart when I say this, but everybody can't tell me certain things. Like I'm just being real. If I see how you live your life, I see how you treat other people. I know how your finances are. I know how you get down and you try to tell me something, I'm gonna hear you and I'm gonna be respective and let you respectful and let you talk to me. But I'm gonna take what you say way different than somebody who's solid. I know they take care of their family, they work hard, they responsible with their money, they trustworthy. I'm gonna take the advice totally different coming from the two sides. Now that doesn't mean God can't send anybody to you to teach you something. So that's where discernment comes in and just thinking about stuff and hearing people out. But the way I live my life now, like I seek out people who could teach me stuff. I seek out somebody who's been there before me. Like I would love to have a relationship with a guy who's a little older than me, got kids like me, but that are a little older, wife, got similar circumstances as me, and could put me on game. But just because I seek that, that don't mean I'm willing to just listen to any man who's older than me. Because I don't need to be listening to everybody. Like, period. Like I have a certain set of beliefs and I have a certain mindset to be able to be like, okay, I never did that before, but I can put two and two together and know I shouldn't be doing that. I know another good thing I like to do just to be informed is I watch and pay attention. Like I might not listen to your advice because of how you live your life, but I can watch your moves and learn something from that. Like I can watch how you did that and watch and know some of the mistakes you made and learn from that. Vice versa, I can watch the success that you had and learn from that. Key example, my dad. Growing up, I saw my dad do a lot of stuff and live his life a certain way that I was able to take and implement in my life. It wasn't even stuff he even said to me. It's just me watching his example and being like, okay, I could take that. I could act like that. I could treat that person like that. I can handle my money like that. But then on the flip side, it's certain stuff that my dad did that I didn't agree with. And no, as I got older, I can be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Same with my sister. Like, my sister Angela, like, I don't tell her enough, but she was one of like my biggest role models as a kid because she was a hustler. Like, if you knew my sister back in the day before she had her kids and like, before she is who she is now, like my sister could get bread. Like, she was a hustler. She could get a job whenever she needed one. She got into some stuff she didn't need to be in, but even through that, Angela knew how to get a bag. And I was able to tap into that, be discerning and know, no, I shouldn't do that stuff. But I can at least admire the work ethic. I can at least admire the hustle and implement some of those things into my life now, to where like now I go about life like I'm about to get it. Like, I got responsibilities, a wife and kids. Like, it ain't no reason I shouldn't be providing and bringing home a certain amount to hold the house down. I got that from my dad and I got it from my sister. Same with my mother. Like, my mother is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And this is them showing me stuff without telling me, all three of them. But my mother is so caring and nice. And my mother got a laugh that if you just around her and you hear her laughing, she gonna make you laugh. I feel like I have that type of laugh now when you around me. You're gonna be like, what dude laughing at? But all of those things I was able to pick and choose from and learn from and get advice without even asking. But I just think going forward now, in terms of just advice and friendship, like, of course, I would love to have a big group of friends around, but at the same time, I got to see y'all trying to be on the same stuff I am. And certain actions have to be reciprocated. I don't want to have to feel like, oh, we supposed to be friends, but if I want to kick it, I have to be the one to initiate everything. That shit gets old. Excuse my language, but I'm definitely for spending money to do this, man. Setting this up, doing this. But if that has to be the role of the friendship, I'm kind of good on that. We could be cool. I'm not. I don't want to be the parent. I want to be a co-equal friend in a group to where we all chipping in. We all contributing to the friendship moving forward. It ain't just me. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do this. Like, nah, like that get old over time. And I feel like it's unfair to me. But but yeah, man. And like I said, like, I've had best friends in life. And now at this stage in my life, we're not best friends. We don't really talk that much, if not any at all. And that's unfortunate. Like, I wish all of those guys well. And I'm definitely open to like having conversations and trying to make amends of what happened and just wishing them the best going forward. But as of right now, like, I'm in a good space mentally. So I'm not in any position to want to bring drama back into my life or feeling like, we say we friends, but I don't really feel like it. I'm at the place now where if I feel that, I don't even really want to be associated with you. Just being real. But I wish all them dudes the best. And hopefully one day we can rekindle somebody. Because as a Christian man, I don't want to walk around wishing the worst on people or having ill will towards people. Like, that's not me. Like, that's not the energy I want to carry, because at the end of the day, that's not benefiting me. And that's only like dragging me down. So, but I don't feel like that towards anybody. Yes, I would like to rekindle and just, have some type of closure on certain relationships. But I'm not over here just seeking out drama. But and in terms of advice, man, I'm open to anything. But at the same time, no, I have discernment and I'm picking and choosing what I think can apply. I'm not just willing to just do anything anybody tells me. Like that's never, even as a kid, that's never been me. Like that's why when you see the thumbnail to this video, this face I make in the thumbnail, I've made that plenty of times. Cause like, yeah, we cool and I'm hearing you out, but just cause I like you and you my guy, it doesn't mean I'm gonna just accept what you say as fact, especially if I know it ain't true. And especially if it comes to certain things that I know aren't true. I'm the type of one, I'll be a real one and tell you like, hey bro, that's not right. And sometimes that is even ruined friendships for me. But I'm not willing to spare the truth. Like I'd rather tell you the truth out of love. And we have hurt feelings in the moment, opposed to me just going with a lie because I don't want to lose you as a friend. Like I've never gotten down like that. But I think, y'all pray for me, man. I'm not the perfect person. Like all of us, man. We got flaws. And I'm working every day to work on my flaws. Like I try to evaluate myself, you know, do reflections and try to just get better every day. But that's it. And I'm going to check out the Kamala Harris, Donald Trump debate tonight. As of right now, I'm gonna be open. I'm not voting for neither one of them because I've yet to hear anything that's like really impressed me or made me motivated to want to go out and vote. But I'm gonna listen to the debate with a open ears and just an open heart and try to at least like, okay, try. Because I want to be able to vote. I want to be able to, contribute and do my duty as a citizen. But if I'm not impressed, like I will be at home during the elections. Like that's just me being real. But anyways, I'm looking forward to that. And again, the blue FX blade for Babyliss. Give it a try, man. Go ahead and cop it. I'm not steering you wrong on this one. This probably, I would say, between the A line and this one, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna probably go with this one. This probably will be my hitter going forward, my go-to. I'm gonna still keep that A line and rock with that A line, but this probably will be, man. The pissed off barber trimmer XO with the blue FX Babyliss blade on it. That combination, man, is deadly. But I still do want to get another Babyliss trimmer just because I like those trimmers to bald out. But anyways, I'm rambling, man. Y'all stay smooth, man. Tap in with me. Hopefully I'll have this up by tonight, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all take care.